I guess you love movies. I do too. Hi guys, and welcome back to another one of my favourite movies videos, and today we're going to talk about the third in three Steven Spielberg movies in my favourite movies section, and today we're going to talk about my favourite Steven Spielberg movie, and that is E.T. from 1982. So, why do I love E.T. so much? Now, E.T. is it's a classic at this point. It's one of Spielberg's all-time greatest films, one of his most iconic films, and one of his most universally loved among many age groups. And I think it's the film that will continue to be relevant to endless amounts of generations throughout time, because movies like Jaws, however brilliant, and movies like Jurassic Park will definitely age, and Jurassic Park is already starting to age because of the effects used. E.T. obviously has effects, but the thing is with E.T. is there's so much more to it than the effects. It's about so much more than that. It's about friendship, it's about childhood, it's about so many very unique and powerful things that we learn as we grow older and as when we're younger, and how we deal with certain situations in our childhood and how that moulds us into the people we become. And E.T. is a masterpiece in my opinion. This is one, as I said, this is my favourite Spielberg movie, and it continues to affect me every time I watch it. It's entertaining, it's action-packed, it's funny, it's touching, and it's so emotional at the end, and I love this movie a lot, and I'm going to get into a lot of reasons why I think this film is one of Spielberg's best films. So my main reason, so we got the cast is fantastic. Henry Thomas as Elliot gives an absolutely brilliant performance in this movie. This is one of the best child performances of all time. The amount of areas and complexities that he goes in as a character, his emotional peaks and troughs, his arc as a character is phenomenal. He's fun, he's entertaining, he gives a really sweet and innocent performance, he's vulnerable, he's kind of an outsider. And E.T. is the same. And he connects with this alien because he feels like he's an alien in his own world. And E.T. is obviously an alien, literally. And their connection is one of the most powerful relationships, I think, in cinema. And it really shows that, your relationships in your life, the important relationships in your life, it doesn't matter what relationships they are and what people, or in this case not people, they're with. It's how they impact you and how they change you as a human being. And this is one of the greatest relationships in cinema. Elliot and E.T. is truly an incredible relationship. And really the relationship that you would imagine changes him for the rest of his life, even though you don't really know what happens after E.T. You'd imagine that this is a very important moment in his childhood. Other great performances from Drew Barrymore, of course. She's incredibly young in this movie. It's insane looking at her now, but it's insane how little she's changed considering she was like 5 when she made this movie. It's insane. It's crazy. Spielberg is incredibly good at directing young people, in directing children. I don't know what it is about him. I think it is his calming influence. I've read a lot of interviews with the kids that were directed by him, and they say he was just like a normal guy, and that he really just treated them like anybody else, and that he was really calm and nice and friendly to them. And that was the reason why they got on so well with him, and they felt, calm and, reassured in his company. And I think that's why he gets so many great performances out of kids in all of his films, and I think specifically this performance from Howard Thomas in E.T. is definitely one of the best he's ever got from a child actor. Also, things that people don't really talk about E.T. This is fabulously shot. It's a beautiful looking film. It's brilliantly lit. There's some really great scenes, specifically the scene where E.T. is being shown around his room, Elliot's room, and it's a brilliant scene because it's a metaphor for us as a viewer. We are being introduced into this magical world, this new world. E.T. is like us in the cinema. He's like seeing this new world through, he's seeing this new world, and Elliot is like Spielberg, and he's showing it all to us. And it's an incredibly brilliant scene, it's brilliantly symbolic, and it's very well done. And as I said, this movie is beautifully shot and really technically superb as well. And of course we have to talk about the bike sequence. because this is incredible early effects. This is a fabulous sequence. It's magical. It gives me chills every single time. And you know, it's inspired so many films. This is something about Spielberg that I will talk about in almost every movie review I do of his, because there's so many films of his that have inspired modern filmmakers, quite obviously. Specifically, the Duffer Brothers for E.T. with the first season of Stranger Things was very, very inspired by E.T. Possibly almost too much, but it shows how impactful and how important this movie and other Steven Spielberg movies have been to popular culture. There is no director working today that has influenced popular culture anywhere near as much, even close to Steven Spielberg. And E.T. is just one of the movies that has done that. And what a brilliant movie it is. Like I said, this movie, there's certain things that it wouldn't be the same without it. Henry Thomas's performance as Elliot, Steven Spielberg's direction, and John Williams' score. If I didn't talk about this score, I would be stupid. It would be like me talking about Psycho without talking about Bernard Herrmann, or talking about Vertigo without Bernard Herrmann, or Taxi Driver without Bernard Herrmann, or any Steven Spielberg movie without talking about John Williams. Is really stupid of me, because I should have talked about it in the other videos, but I didn't. But John Williams in all of Steven Spielberg's movies has been incredible. And in E.T., this might be his best score. It's very, very close to his best score for Spielberg, I think. What a brilliant, brilliant theme. It's so invoking of childhood and of nostalgia and of innocence. And what an incredible, incredible score this is. But the best part of E.T. for me, and I touched upon it earlier on in this video, is that it does something very important for kids, okay? I always talk about movies that are meant for kids, that do things that are very important. And E.T., I guess, at the time was probably meant for kids, but it's been so impactful on popular culture that now it's transcended that. But for any kid watching it then in 1982 or now, it really teaches them about loss. At the end of the movie, when E.T. has to go back home, this is incredibly hard on Elliot. He's never going to see him again. And he has to let him go. And that's something that all of us have to do in our lives. And it really is something that kids struggle to learn and struggle to adapt to that knowledge. But E.T. does it in such a touching, powerful, and emotive way that one word transcends this movie. Ouch. And that's the ouch of Elliot's heart breaking. But it will get put together again, because you lose people in life. And that's an incredibly powerful message from one of the best movies I've ever seen still. E.T. is a masterpiece. It's an entertaining, fun blockbuster with a brilliant score, great characters, great performances. But over everything is a transcendent examination of childhood and growing up. And one of my favourite movies of all time. There you go, that is my favourite movies video of E.T. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, like, subscribe, drop your comments down in the section below. What is your favourite Steven Spielberg movie? Are you looking forward to Ready Player One? Let me know in the comment section below. And hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.